Guest is a former winner of the Women in League Favourite Son Award, just as Petro Sivanasiva was there, Nathan Hindmarsh. And Hindy, it is very important, isn't it, to celebrate the Women in League round?
Definitely. Just the numbers there that Katie Page mentioned, you know, the amount of women that are involved in a game that don't get the acknowledgement. You know, all the behind the scenes stuff, even the women that are playing the game, all the girls that are playing, it's great to give them a day out and the acknowledgement I think they deserve. You know, it's growing from strength to strength, this Women in League round.
Indeed. And Del, you're an ambassador for the McGrath Foundation. Yeah,
no, I am, and you know, I'm very honoured to be on board there. And the last couple of years, I was the ambassador for the John Mackay Breast Cancer Foundation, and Brad Mackay's a bit of a legend at the red V. The boys are going to wear the pink V this week on the Monday night game, and obviously from Friday this week to Friday next week, you get a week to your favourite player. They'll sign it, whether it's Howard or whatever, and all that money will go to the foundation. So look, I think it's great, and I think everyone appreciates what the women do in league, and certainly, this code. Indeed.
Parramatta, Hindy, great month of football, maybe not getting the results, but gee, you're on track.
A better month of footy, mate, yeah, compared to how we started the season. Defensively, we've improved, and I think once our defence improved, our attacks seem to have come off the back of that, but still not getting the points we want, which is the main thing, but hopefully we're hitting the straps at the right time of the year and we can, you know, nut 3 or 4 wins out in a row and get right back in there.
Jared was in better form, I thought, after coming back from Origin. Seems a little bit more settled, playing in the fullback role, put in 2 kicks that went out, but then that third kick got you a 40-20 and nearly turned the game for you.
Yeah, he did. I think he's been settled for the last probably 4 or 5 rounds when we really started playing some decent footy. We found that he seems much more relaxed. He's not trying to do the things that he did back in 09 and all that type of stuff. And he just seems so much more composed and not needing to jump in every set to try and do something himself. So it's working well with the team.
It's a fine line, isn't it? Because you can actually try too hard, Nathan, to win a game of football rather than letting the game evolve around you and your teammates.
Well, that's exactly what you said. You know, letting the game evolve around you and then jumping in the right time. And you know, Hayne's had a lot of pressure on him to do what he did back in 09. You know, people aren't seeing that every week. They're going, well, what's wrong with him? But he doesn't have to do that. He just needs to, you know, help us win games.
Is fullback his best position?
I think so, yeah. He's obviously a talented ball player as well, but I think he's a great fullback.
Well, we saw that on Monday night. Some of those flat passes, you know, he plays sometimes like he would be a superb 5'8".
Yeah, I think he could handle the role at 5'8", definitely, but I still believe his ideal position is fullback. Just, you know, the way he can carry the ball back, and he's great, you know, the second line there, and he's got a great kick as well. So I just think fullback's his ideal position, but I think he could handle 5'8" easily.
I think he's bringing more energy to your football team, and one of the most impressive things about his performance the other night was the way that he did get involved and offer himself as a support for other people. And in your first try, he actually went from the middle to the right over to the left side of the field in 3 tackles, and that just showed me that he was wanting to be involved. And in the past, he hasn't done that, Jared.
No, he hasn't, and I think he's been working on that as well. You know, all the fullbacks, he's not a traditional fullback, if I can say that. He's where, you know, they support, you know, 6 rucks up the middle there. He's more the, once we in a good ball, slot into the ball playing position, but he's been working on supporting the boys a lot more, and it's I think that's why the team's improving.
Well, Ricky Stewart made that point. That's why he didn't want to play him at fullback, but obviously play him on the wing and now maybe centre. But young Jacob Loko, mate, I saw Mark Gasnier give him a bit of a tough time there at Win Jubilee. I see him a month later, and mate, he's a good young player. We know this, but I think he went to the New South Wales Origin squad with Tarek Sims to have a bit of.
Yeah, he did. He went in and have a look around. Yeah, but as you said, the St George game, Gaz did give him a bit of a lesson, but. Credit to him, he didn't put his head down. Yeah. He stuck it out. He worked on a lot of things at training, and it showed when next time we played St George, he was a much better player.
Yeah. I know we're talking about Jared Hayne and a couple of the backs, but in my opinion, I think it's been the forwards, particularly in the last month, that has made the difference. I mean, if you're ever beating Manly in the forwards battle, you know you're doing well. And we're talking about guys like Tim Manor, Fui Moi Moi, yourself, Ben Smith's been terrific, and even Justin Horrow off the bench has been a great addition, hasn't he?
He has, yeah. Hoz has been a bit up and down, but he had a blinder on Monday night. He's got a few little things he needs to work on. For me, I think his fitness. Once he gets his fitness levels where we need to get him, he'll be a great player on the edge there for us.
He's quite dynamic, isn't he?
He's deceptive. You know, some of the breaks he made there on Monday night, you wouldn't think, just like this one here, but you wouldn't think that would happen. And you know, one thing that didn't go our way the other night was our support play, and that was just an example of it then.
I think at the start of the season, and correct me if it's wrong, mate, but from looking at the Parramatta side, it didn't look like you had the balance right in your forward pack. It was like Stephen was getting used to the players that he was bringing into the side, and he made some changes, and Fui now getting to the starting spot. I think it's changed the dynamics of your forward pack.
We did chop and change a bit at the start, yeah. Some of the games we started with Shaq up the front with Timmy, and then we go with Fui with Timmy. But now, as you said, we have worked that out. We've got a good interchange role roster going. So, and it was just having the confidence that we could do the job. Yeah. I think at the start of the year we didn't think we could do the job, but now we know we can defend well and hold the best teams out.
I think it always takes time when a new coach comes on board because he's feeling his way and he's not quite sure what the player can deliver for him. So there's a bit of a mix and match, and then you find that right combination and you find the players to suit the style. And one of those players is Casey Maguire. I think since Casey's been playing in the halves, he's given the attack a bit more directness and there's a bit more control out there.
Well, Casey's a half. He was a 5'8". Even he started with us at hooker when Keats got injured, and he was using him off the bench. But when he first came to Parramatta, he came down as a halfback. I mean, a 5'8", and then when he went to Broncos, he was a 5'8", and now with the Catalans in the French Super League, he was a 5'8". So he's guiding us around really well, and he's a nice, relaxed, controlled type of player. He's not scattered. He's very calm, and I think that's what we need. We need something like that.
Nathan, you're one of our favourites. We love having you in, and we know that you love coming in as well, just to get your whiz stat of the week.
Oh, I love them.
Wizard stat of the week.
I forgot about that.
This is when people get a cup of tea now. They get a cup of tea.
The numbers drop.
Can I just say something? The Great Wall Motor Boys, fantastic. Keep supporting the Wizard. Don't worry about these two other clowns here. It's all good.
Small.
And Nathan, take this back to Stephen. Everyone who leaves with this, has come out on top. I've only got one wrong in 2 years. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
That's enough from you.
Can you read this one quicker than your stats? Good.
Okay, Nathan. All is not lost for the Eels this season. I've looked back into the stats of 2009 when you made the grand final, and I've discovered the following, mate. Listen to this. After round 15 in 2009, you were sitting in 12th place with 4 wins, a draw, and 8 defeats. Now, I fast forward to 2011, mate, and after 15 rounds, you're sitting in 12th place on the ladder, 4 wins, a draw, and 8 defeats. How spooky is that? Woo!
So what do we do? What happens this
Just
weekend?
wait till I finish. Jeez, don't go off too hot. Mate, see, you're going to wreck it now. You're going to wreck it. Anyway, 3 years ago, you were unbeaten between round 19 and 25 to make the 8. So hold on, Eels fans. The fun is about to start, so take that with you.
Yep.
Can I take that? Is the best stat I've heard.
Yep.
I think I'm up to my 14th year of rugby league, and that's the best stat.
That's because Great Wall Motors are proud sponsors of this Great Wall Motors stat of the week. Are sticking solid.
That'll go up in the sheds, that stat.
I wouldn't put it up there, it wouldn't last long.
Hindy still to this day has the best swag bag item ever, the Parramatta Eels street directory, I believe, is still the best. What have you got for us, Hindy?
Did you find anything?
I didn't want to touch it.
I had a little bit of mixture. I actually bought Motley Crue tickets. I was going to bring one of those in.
Tops.
But a lot of my mates wanted them. But I bought in a pair of Speedos.
They're not yours.
Some kangaroo ones.
They're not yours. They've got elastic in them.
They're not yours. Keep falling down.
Well, the drawstring's gone in them, but that doesn't matter. They still go. They're a bit big for me now. And
what have you shrunk?
Well,
as you get
a bit older, you shrink a bit. Yeah,
I'm hearing you.
And remember when you were in your early 20s, all you wanted to do was have your bar and your man cave, all that type of stuff. And that, since I married the cook and the kids came along, that really hasn't eventuated. So this was just lying at home, not used. It's brand new.
Beautiful.
So a bar mat hasn't been used. It's nice and clean. So.
You never cease to fail us on the swag bag. One of your best, Hindy. Mate, best of luck this weekend. The Parramatta Eels are starting to turn their form around, as Wids mentioned, at the right time of the season. So best of luck this weekend.
Thanks, mate.
Nathan Hindmarsh joining us. Tips and odds are next. Don't go anywhere. This is NRL on Fox.